So the first watch I'm going to show you guys, this is what I like to call the cornerstone of my collection. This is the Tudor Black Bay 41 burgundy bezel. I'm not going to say much about this watch. This is the second generation. There's thousands of videos on YouTube about this watch. This is just an excellent watch. I would like to think I would consider it an iconic watch at this point. Just an excellent watch from Tudor. Luxury. This is my, I think, definitive luxury watch in the collection. I have maybe two more that might be considered luxury, might not be, but this is easily the most well-built watch in my collection. I love the movement, the power reserve, the bezel action is amazing. Just a classic dial design, super clean. I think the second gen is the best mix of quirkiness and spec, and that's why I chose the second generation Tudor Black Bay. I currently have it on this black pebbled leather strap. This second watch I'm gonna show is my Longines Zulu Time. This is the 42mm variant. This is what I would consider my favorite watch in my collection. It's definitely my dedicated travel watch. I've taken this watch on plenty of trips with me throughout the years. This is my first, I guess some people will call it a luxury watch. Some people might say it's like entry luxury, but this is my first big significant watch purchase. I purchased this one used, and I really love the watch a lot. The quality, the build quality is excellent. The legibility is excellent. I love the dial, the applied numerals. Such a clean dial. I love the 5 stars. I currently have it on this elastic 2-piece strap from Zulu Diver. This is the Octopod system, and I don't know, I think it gives it like the stitching on each side to me give it like this pilot vibe. So I'm really enjoying it on this strap right now. Any negatives about this watch? I would say maybe it wears big for a 42mm watch. I think it wears slightly bigger. The lug to lug is quite long, and the crown juts out quite a bit. And the lug to lug is even bigger on the, it's even longer once you put it on the strap, the stock bracelet, because it has male endings. But other than that, this is definitely one of my favorite watches in my collection, probably the favorite watch, and definitely something that I am going to hold on to for a very long time. Moving on to my Ball limited edition Marvelite Engineered 3. This is what I consider my go anywhere, do anything watch. It's classy enough to be dressed down, but it has enough spec to be very sporty. With 100 meters of water resistance, you could pretty much take this watch in any situation. It's super anti-magnetic. The movement is excellent. It's a chronometer. The other two watches previously that I showed are also chronometer watches. So those are extremely accurate. I love the engravement on the case back. This is one of just 100 of these particular dial colors that Ball made. Just a really good watch. I think it's the AR or legibility on this watch is as good as any watch in my collection. You can hardly tell there's a crystal on it. I love the tritium tubes, the depth of the dial due to the tritium tubes, the height of the tritium tubes. Yeah, just a really good go anywhere, do anything watch. This isn't a watch that I reach for a whole lot, and I think it has a lot to do with how polished it is, but I'm slowly overcoming that and getting used to scratches. I currently have it on a custom gray leather strap that I got from Etsy, and I think it matches the watch quite well. Moving on to the only chronograph in my collection. This is my Tissot Telemeter 1938. This is a Valjoux 7750 chronograph. It's beautifully decorated. I love the dial. I love how busy it is, but yet still how legible it is. I love how what Tissot did with the case. It's a thick watch. I believe it's 13 point something millimeters thick, but what Tissot did with the profile of the watch, where they have this portion or mid case portion brushed, and they fully polished the bezel and the underside, it makes it look slimmer than it actually is, and it actually wears a lot slimmer than the spec sheet suggests as well. I love the onion crown. I love that the pushers are sort of integrated with the case. They're not like pump style pushers. Applied gold indices. I love the sub dials, how they're recessed into the dial. I love the inky black dial. Just a great watch that I don't see leaving the collection anytime soon. Negatives about this watch is it doesn't have a fitted end-link bracelet, which I think would make this watch almost perfect for me for a chronograph. But I currently have it on this brown rally strap. This is a custom strap that I had made on Etsy, and I think it goes extremely well with the color of the dial and the markers. This is the first new watch that I'm showing you guys in 2025. This is my Oris Diver 65 bicolor. It's known as the bicolor because of the bronze bezel and the stainless steel case. This watch essentially replaced my Oris Big Crown pointed date. I had a fully bronze variant that appeared, I believe, in the last day of the collection video. I wasn't wearing that watch due to it being a fully bronze case. I feel like a fully bronze watch is a cold weather watch, and to me, this one being bicolor makes it a little bit more versatile, and I think I'll wear it in more situations. This is a skin diver style case. It's extremely slim. It wears extremely well. It disappears on wrist. This isn't a watch that's gonna blow you away with its specs, but I think it's a very gorgeous design, especially this particular colorway. I love the super dark blue dial that it renders black in a lot of lighting conditions. I'm not a huge fan of the faux patina. The AR is not that great, and the lume is also not that great. So those are the downfalls of this particular watch. I currently have it on, this is a brown leather strap that I purchased, I believe, off of Amazon. And I currently have the bracelet in the mail that I got for Christmas from my girlfriend. So this watch will, once I get the bracelet, this watch will become a sentimental piece due to the bracelet being a gift. This is also a new watch to the State of the Collection. This is my Hamilton Jazzmaster open heart 40 millimeter. I think they consider this a dress watch, but at least to me, I think it's a casual watch. I think the Jazzmaster line is very underrated. Hamilton to me isn't an underrated brand, but the Jazzmaster collection is an underrated collection in that brand. This is actually my third Jazzmaster. None of them ever made it to the end of the year. I had the black version to this with the 3, 6, 9, and 12 numerals. But I traded that watch, and then I also had a chronograph. The chronograph looked a lot like this. Basically the same indices, and I believe the dial was the same color minus the open heart. But that one was a little bit too big. And again, I'm not a huge fan of chronographs, so that one left the collection also. To me, this is the ultimate sweet spot. The Jazzmaster line, to me, they have some of the best cases that I've seen in the Hamilton collection. I think their finishing is also one of the best in the collection also. I don't know how well it goes through. You can see the finishing, but the brushing is excellent. The polishing, each link is brushed and polished. This is one of the most comfortable bracelets in my collection. I just love how the links look. This is just a great watch. This is the 40 millimeter variant, push-pull crown. I think it has 50 meters of water resistance. There is some lume on there, but the lume isn't that great. You can see the perlage on the movement through the open heart, and there's also perlage in the clasp as well. Again, I think the Jazzmaster line is, to me, this is where Hamilton just shows off their watchmaking and finishing. So moving on to the Japanese watches, what I previously showed you was the Swiss Heritage watches. This is my Seiko Alpinist GMT. This is the second Seiko Alpinist that I've had in my collection. The first one was the same green dial, but it was the SPB variant with the Cyclops. I really loved that watch, but when I saw that they came out with the GMT variant to it, I made the switch. I felt like the SPB variant didn't quite live up to the SARB variant, and I think the GMT variant, it's a little bit more of its own thing. I don't think it's trying to be the SARB. So I think this watch, the GMT variant, is a little bit more original in that sense. Perfect one watch collection type of timepiece, especially with the added function of the GMT. I currently have it on this fully brushed president style bracelet from Uncle Seiko, and yeah, I really like this timepiece, and this is definitely a watch that I'm gonna have for a very long time. Such a quirky field watch. Negatives, I would say that it's a very thick watch, especially for the diameter. This is a 39 diameter timepiece, but it's very thick. I think it's close to 13, 14, somewhere there. I know, GMT watches are thick due to the extra hand, but the proportions are a little bit funky, but I don't care. I really, really like this timepiece. and I don't see myself moving on from it anytime soon. This is one of the newer watches in my collection. This is the Citizen Eco Drive E365. This is the limited edition variant, one of 1200. And this is currently the only solar watch in my collection. What I really like about this watch is the K shape. It's very different from any other watch in my collection. I like the hooded lugs. I like the fact that there's jewels. Those are on the cardinal positions. Those are lab-grown rubies. I love the dial. In most lighting, it looks plain black, but when the lights hits it, you get this almost aventurine-esque dial. I don't think it's aventurine. I think it's like a glass with like some type of treatment to it. So it looks black. Sometimes there's blue. There's also purple in there. So it's a very dynamic dial. I love the applied rehalts or chaptering. I love that the indices are floating. I don't know if you can see, but each hour marker is like cantilevered on the rehalts or chaptering. The crown is small. It's recessed into the case, which, you know, it's a little bit hard to maneuver the crown, but the fact that it's a quartz solar movement, I don't really have to mess with the I don't have to mess with the crown a whole lot. So that's not really a negative. I currently have it on a custom goat skin, red leather strap. I actually had this strap made for my Tudor Black Bay 41, but I didn't really like how it looked. I think it was a little bit too dressy for such a sporty watch. So when I got this watch in, it was a pleasant surprise that it fit so well. Moving on to my Orient Mako 3. This is also new to the stated collection video. If you watch my last two, maybe, stated collection videos, I had a Orient Komatsu. And that Orient Komatsu was probably my first like really good watch. Compared to some of the other fashion watches that I had back in the day, fossils and, you know, things like that. And I ended up selling that watch because I wanted to move a little bit up market. I wanted to get a little bit more of an upmarket diver. So I got an Edox that had the same colorway as the Orient. So I ended up selling the Orient. And then I ended up selling the Edox when I got the Tudor. And like I said earlier in the video, during 2025, I wanted to get more into like sportier watches. So I've really only had like 2 divers in the collection at a time, and this is the first time that I have more than 2. So when I saw that they released, especially this colorway of the Mako 3, I thought it was a chance to get back into a entry-level Orient diver. These are great watches, especially for the money. I love the bezel action. I love the specs for the money. Sapphire crystal. The crown is a lot better than the crown on my Komatsu. It's essentially the same case as the Komatsu. The dial is just different. I currently have it on a Beads of Rice bracelet from Strap Code. Yeah, just a really good, high quality timepiece for the money. This is the most affordable watch in my collection right now. The loom is pretty good. They date function, in-house Orient movement. and it wears well for its size. This is a 42 millimeter watch, but I think it wears a little bit smaller than 42. Again, not sure if it's like a long-term keeper, but I'm definitely having fun with it right now. Moving on to the micro brand watches in the collection. And this is a new watch to the collection. This is my Notice Canyon. This is a collab between Notice and the Smoking Tire. The Smoking Tire is a car enthusiast podcast. And what I like about this watch is, so Notice is a LA-based American micro brand, and the Smoking Tire is also based in LA. And they came together to create a watch. The host of the Smoking Tire podcast, Matt Farah, he's a watch enthusiast. So he wanted to make a micro brand watch that didn't feel out of place in his personal collection, right? So he wanted to make a collab that would sit next to his other like luxury timepieces. He has like Rolexes, and I'm sure Tudors and Omegas, and that's why they chose the Le Jour Perret G101 movement, which is supposed to be a luxury Swiss movement. So, you know, US design, US assemble, Swiss inners. This is definitely one of the best, if not the best, dial in my collection. I really have a thing for like subdued dials, right? Like, I like when a dial at a glance looks very, you know, this looks like a very regular dial. You know, you can kind of see the fume from dark blue to light blue in the center, but like when the light hits it, right, that's when the dial really comes alive and you start to see those sparkles. This is an excellent timepiece. I purchased this one for about $1,200. This is one of Notice's more expensive pieces. They usually make quite affordable timepieces around the $400-$500 price point. But this has a lot of like little Easter eggs pertaining to like Los Angeles and cars. So like, for instance, the bezel, at least to me, looks like a tire. You have the Smoking Tire emblem on the bracelet. You have a I guess topographical map of the LA canyons. Excellent bracelet. The finishing on this watch is really, really good. Well built, bit like a tank. One of the best built watches in my collection. And you know, the clasp, on-the-fly adjustment, quick release spring bars, drilled lugs. Just a really, really good timepiece. It's probably the best crystal in my collection. Not necessarily in terms of visibility, but I just love how, I don't know if you can see how it almost looks oil filled, right, when you turn it at an angle. And I believe you got that effect. Notice got that effect when so the top of the crystal is flat, as you can see, and underneath the crystal is domed. So I don't think that's very typical in the industry, but I don't know, I really, really like this watch. Negatives, I like the clasp, you know, the on-the-fly adjustment. I love how the triggers are integrated into the case, but it is very sharp. This is extremely sharp. So it's very sharp, and it's a big clasp as well. I much prefer like a smaller clasp. As you can see, it's almost as big as the watch head itself. But other than that, this is a really, really good timepiece, and I don't see myself moving on from it anytime soon. It comes on a stock. It's almost like a flat Jubilee style bracelet, and that's what it's essentially been on since I got it into the collection. So speaking of American design, American assembled with Swiss movement, this is the newest watch in my collection. This is the Cincinnati Watch Company Cincinnatus Field Watch. The name is really long. This is I would say a small micro brand located in Cincinnati, Ohio. This is like I said, it's the newest watch in my collection. I've only had it for about 3 or 4 days. I think it's a super solid watch. I wanted to get like a more traditional field watch. The Notice and the Seiko Alpinist they're more like, well, the Alpinist isn't a true field watch. It's like I don't know. It's like dressy. It's sporty. It's a whole lot. And the Notice to me is like it's a field watch with like a modern twist. This to me at least is a traditional field, no nonsense field watch. The polishing and the finishing is somewhat basic. It's a fully brushed watch. The K shape is very rudimentary, very basic. No bells, no whistles. The only high polished surface on the watch is as you can see, is the bezel. What attracted me to this watch was the dial. As you can see, you get this really nice effect on the dial. It's like a textured maroon or burgundy dial. Everything on the watch is printed. You have the military time as well as the 12-hour time, and you have a what do you call it, like a railroad track. This has a manual wound Sellita SW210. It's a joy to wind. The knurling on the crown is really good. The size of the crown is really good. This is an extremely thin timepiece, drilled lugs. I like the bracelet. The bracelet is a mix, to me at least. It's like in between a oyster and like a president style bracelet. It's also stepped. Each link steps down, so it's not tapered, but it's stepped. Negatives of this watch are I think it's a super solid watch. There's nothing great on it. The clasp is super basic. Case back is plain. The AR is decent. It's very well regulated. I love the C on the crown, the C on the the clasp. Yeah, just a very solid watch. The finishing isn't crazy, like there's some sharp edges, but again, it's a field watch. It's extremely thin, and the quick release spring bars, you could almost feel those on the top of your wrist. But it's not a deal breaker. You feel it and you know it's there, but it's not like super uncomfortable or anything like that. Yeah, so again, I don't know if this is a keeper. You can see the loom. The loom is really good. I'm having fun with this watch. I'm not gonna say it's a keeper, but I'm gonna hold on to it. And I've been wearing it since I got it, so this is definitely like my Christmas watch this year. I've been wearing it all throughout Christmas and into the new year. So going from the newest watch in the collection to the oldest watch in the collection, this is my Zelos Mako version 3. This is my titanium dive watch. This is a watch that is very sentimental to me. I've taken it on a bunch of trips with me. Pretty much anytime that I go somewhere that I'm gonna get into the water, I take it. Just excellent value. This is like the second most least expensive watch in my collection. And again, I said it's the oldest watch in my collection, and as you can see, due to the scratch resistant coating that Zelos put on the watch, it still looks almost brand new. The only parts that are scratched is the case back, and that's to the case back rubbing on the bracelet. But this is a great timepiece. It's the best loomed watch in my collection. The dial is also arguably one of the better dials in my collection also. Original design, total spec monster, excellent value. Wears extremely well. This appears on wrist, 40 millimeter case diameter, crown at 4 o'clock. The finishing is really good. I currently have it on this. This is a suede custom strap that I got made from Etsy. I think it goes well with the watch right now. This is like my winter setup. Took it off the bracelet a little bit. Yeah, so definitely a extremely solid watch. Great watch. The best loom in my collection. Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about this timepiece whatsoever. Definitely a long-term keeper. This is the 13th watch in my collection, and this is the watch that doesn't fit into the other categories. It's not a Swiss heritage brand, it's not a Japanese brand, and it's not a micro brand. This is my Young Hans Max Bill. This is really the only pure dress watch in my collection. And I've had it, I think this is the third stated collection video it's been in. It's definitely one of the watches that I've had the longest, but I really don't wear this watch a whole lot. I really like it. Actually, I love it a lot, to be honest with you. But I really don't want to have watches in the collection that I don't wear. I think it's in a pretty good condition. So I think I'm gonna try to move on from this watch. I just love the case profile. There's some micro nicks on there, even though I don't wear it a whole lot. I think for the entire year I wore this watch maybe twice. I currently have it on this K.R.M cut to size rubber strap. I actually put it on this strap because I was trying to see if I could make it a little bit more casual. It does make it a little bit more casual, but this is just such a dressy formal dial that you just can't really do too much to make this watch feel casual. So guys, here you go. This is the entire collection laid out. 12 watches, one definitely on the go for next year. I don't really have anything particular that I'm looking for per se, but I'm definitely enjoying the watches that I have. A few of them are keepers, a few of them I'm just enjoying for the time being. And yeah, this has been the stated collection overview for end of 2025.